Hi, this screencast will give a quick overview of the Tohu Examples. Tohu is based on JBoss rules and is a set of rule classes and UI components that combine to generate a web user interface from a set of business rules. So the first example I want to show you is the simple Solnet loyalty card example. This is one of a set of 3 examples that build upon the idea of someone signing up for some sort of loyalty card. In the simple example, there is simply just one page with a little bit of dynamic behavior here, some integration with jQuery components, and a little bit of validation on the screen. So if I also fill out all the items on here, then we can also show the integration with a PDF output. And when we click Done, all these examples will actually look at having a simple PDF example at the other end. So as you can see, the information coming back out. The next example that I want to show is the loyalty medium card example. This shows 2-page screen navigation as well as style sheeting differences. So if we look on here, we can see that we've got a next button and progress bar. But one of the key things I want to show you is if you actually look at this without any style sheets. So this is what is being produced by the Tohu framework as HTML coming out of the rules engine. It's perfectly working HTML, but we can use styles to present it in different ways. So if we have a look at the other style sheet, and now we can see that we've got a much more condensed layout, which is more appropriate for this particular application here. If we click on the next button, we can see that the progress bar changes, and that is implemented via just a very simple bit of JavaScript extending the core framework. And if we click on this, we see we've still got the dynamic behavior. If we click onto next, now we can see that if we select certain values, are you interested in receiving promotional material? If we change the values, we can see that the list dynamically changes, and that's again based on rules. So if I now also change the number of people in the household to be, say, 3, are the children under 18? It's a new question that pops up. We now have more information, and we have now extra entries in our list based on the fact that we now have children. If I take that out, see the list goes back to that. So a little bit of dynamic behavior, extra styling, different style sheets, progress bar, 2 pages. The next example I want to show you is the complex loyalty card example, which has dynamic insertion of pages and also jumping off and coming back to the main flow of pages. So if we just open up that example. So here, very similar first page with a new field for the application type, and you can fill in the fields as before. We click on next, and we get to see the same fields as before. And now we've got to a third page here where actually it asks us information about other loyalty card programs. So for example, we may have a Budget Airways card. If we click on yes to that, it goes away to another flow, which may be multiple pages, and we can put in information about that loyalty card offer. And then we can return to the main flow. And we can do that for different loyalty cards. Okay, but now what happens if we come back to this first page again and we say that we want a joint application? we can now put in some extra information for the joint life assured, and if when we move through to here, here's my information again, and notice that we've got repeated fields that are read only, and here's information that can be put in for the other person. So significantly more complex, but still all controlled by rules. The next example I want to go through is a very simple departure card example that you may fill in it at a number of airports, although this one is slightly different in that we took the liberty of looking at the Earth departure card. Some of the key differences around this one again is showing a little bit more validation. It's not a valid passport number. Now we can actually have logic here about showing in the image, different image integration. Again, some dynamic behavior with drop downs. And integration with the jQuery widgets again. If you click on Done, you must fix all errors first, requiring you to put in required information. So the next example that I would like to show you is basically a genealogy example, which allows you dynamic insertion of data. So in this example, we can put in some basic information and dynamically add in information and take out items, add them back in, and just basically keep dynamically creating information. The next example I want to show you very quickly is integration with domain objects that may come from Java and such like. So here's an example of I may have some information that I may have ahead of time, want to seed the rules engine with. So there's an example of the data coming in, my name Derek, and putting in an age and clicking that, and then when I want to look at the objects afterwards, here's the object. So very quick example of how to integrate with domain objects. The next example is showing some variations on how to do yes/no question answers, including branching. So here we've got basically the same information is going to be presented in 3 different ways. So if we take this approach where do you smoke, do you drink are presented as checkboxes, and if I click that, then I get asked more information, untick it, and similarly for the others. If I now choose to view this as buttons, and this is controlled by the style sheet, so if I answer yes, they ask, they want more information, no, and disappears. And the last one is viewing it as pages. So if I click on yes here, I go to a completely new page, and I get the ability to return. If I go back in, or if I click no, that information's gone. And the same for the other one.